Hey everyone, Vince from PDR Tool Time and Anson Tools. I wanted to touch base. I've been getting a ton of tools lately and been trying them out feverishly over the past couple, 2-3 months. And I wanted to touch base on a few of them that are really standing out strong. Some of these tools are on the market now, some of them are not, but a little prequel to MTE, which will be coming up here in the beginning of January, the second week of January. So just to get right into it, there's a couple tools out there that you guys are going to see on the Anson tool van, or if you go into Anson, you'll find them. You know, the regular lowly strap, you know, it's a great strap, super cheap for you guys that are price conscious in mind. They come in every single color you can imagine: purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, black. These straps are great. They actually come with a knockdown too if you ever need an extra knockdown to get into a quarter panel or something like that. This one new on the market at Anson also is the Chimp. The Chimp is, I believe it's 75 bucks, or it's in the 70s, and it's super, super effective. You throw that sucker into the roof of the car, I'm sorry, in the door of the car, and there's your leverage point right there. You could raise the bottom just by taking out the post here and sliding it all the way up for your leverage point to stop the strap wherever you want it. You put it wherever you want. There's segments all along here, which you can see to effectively raise or lower this bar that you will be leveraging off of. So keep that in mind. You'll see that at AnsonPDR.com. You'll see it at the store, and you'll also see it on the vans. It's called the Chimp. Better quality, better investment, long-term investment is obviously going to be this here. This guy is made by Endeavor Tools. Anson is carrying it also. It has these ratchet straps right here that are like ski straps, right? So you just press the button. The cool thing about this is you're dealing with 1/8-inch increments. So when you're in that roof and you're in the door and there's always like an unevenness to the door, you can get that sucker level just by raising and lowering these. And they move super simple just by pressing the button, slide up and down, and you're good to go. I really like this a lot. I wish I did more hills so I could use this sucker every day. So high strength strap material. You have the top here, which will lock into the door, and it's super strong. This is the upgraded version. They do have a cheaper model too that is made of plastic. This here is made of aluminum. And you know, if you want a little bit of style while you're pushing on those roofs. The bigger brother of that is obviously this guy here, and this is going to expand all the way, so you want to stop when you hit the red. Same setup. We got the straps that ratchet, super simple, release, super simple. You got these two high strength hooks on here that are going to basically hook into anything you want it to hook into when you're removing lift gates, and you know, if you have the back window out of a truck, you can put them in there. You're pretty much going to find any hole for these. So remember, this expands all the way to right there. That's the safe zone. Super long, good stuff. Once again, this is a higher quality model, so that's actually made of aluminum. And awesome tool, fantastic tool, well made, design is awesome. If you burn through these, which you might burn through them maybe once a year, you're able to take this off, slip a new one on, heat sink it right back down on there, and you're good to go within minutes. Not a bad deal. Also from Endeavor is the knockdown. So the idea behind this is, you know, you could store your knockdown in it here, and instead of a paddle, it's looks like a torture device. It was intended for, it was like just sticking in your back pocket, you know, hands free, boom, you need to knock down, done. And if you listen to that, the knockdown actually has a big old rubber piece on it here, right? So it's silent, it's not noisy. You know how it is when you're doing hail damage, right? And you're in a room with 10 other guys. Gets pretty loud. There is a screw on, you could put a tip in there as well. And you know, I thought it was a novelty when I first got it, but it's actually, it works quite well. I, for one, for 15 years, I used a metal knockdown. and I still keep it in my pocket. It's a habit of mine. But this was my knockdown for about 15 years, right? So if you look at it, it's a brass punch. That's all it is, brass punch. I want it to focus there. There we go. So that's it. I kept it in my pocket for 15 years and used this exclusively for knocking down highs. We got so many better options now, it's not even funny. So I like the height of it. You know, for years, I went from this to using Dentcraft style with the longer throw on it, like this. And I found, once I got these tequila ones, the shorter ones, I was right back to where I was. So these tequila ones are nice. They come in every color as well. They come in green, blue, red, yellow. I have my VIP on one. I have my match gray tip on the other one. And what I do is I've pretty much eliminated this long one by doing so. Goes in my box. Okay, VIP 2, that's 2.0, right? We've been using these for quite some time now. I'm gonna focus on that. So bigger head, right? You can get these also at Anson or VIP Tools. They are really cool. What you'll notice on this is like the original head of the VIP, which I don't have one sitting around. But now, well, they have the screw-on version too. So I have my Anson, what is this? This is the tequila, and I have a VIP on that as well. So those are about the same heads. But now Peter over at VIP has come up with an even better solution. And this here is the better solution. This is a stainless steel. So we're going to focus on this and see if we can get a good picture of it. This is a stainless version of the VIP, okay? So now you have the original VIP. This one's a little bit fatter, and what you'll notice is those guys that are concerned about making marks in their paint, it really doesn't do it on the bigger one for some reason. Bigger striking or bigger receiving surface, possibly. There we go. So that is a bigger striking surface and it's stainless. I don't know why, but it does not mark as much as the original VIP. I've never been too concerned about that. I tend to color sand quite a bit. I work on big nasty stuff all the time. Anson also carries these guys here. They're very comfortable in your hand. It is going to be a personal preference whether you like a shorter knockdown or a longer knockdown. Me personally, I've gone back to the shorter because what I've found is the striking surface. When you're striking, you want a full striking surface, right? What I notice with the longer ones is that I'm striking on the side. So here's a longer version. I tend to hit like that and miss the center of it. When I'm on the shorter ones, I'm more across the top. So I've switched back to the shorter knockdowns. I find them more efficient and more accurate. The moose knuckle, I've had this now for a couple months, and I tend to be a flat bar guy, so I don't use it all that often, but he does make an attachment for this that you could get from Moose Knuckle, and you can also get it at Anson, that you could slide your flat bars in there. This has been copied so many times now, so make sure when you are getting one of these, you're getting the original. It will have a little Moose Knuckle thing on there. The ones that are coming from China or Eastern European, you're just not supporting our industry if you're buying the cheap knockoffs. So the Moose Knuckle is very effective. It's more of an intermediate tool for me. Once again, we always, at Anson, they always have the Shane Jacks hammers. You have the Jackhammer and you have the Jackhammer XL. I like these to a certain degree, but I will be customizing these to make them a little bit more comfortable in my hand. I think that's one of the best parts about the Jackhammers, and from the guys that I talk to that use them on a daily basis, like Daniel Grom and Mike Toledo, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, that have bought these. There's thousands of them. They're great. The tips, you can put on your favorite tip, either side. It's a well-balanced hammer. I tend to like the longer one, the XL, better than the shorty. But once again, it's going to be personal preference as to which one you choose. So check those out. Anson has a ton of these, so you can get them directly there. Once again, on the van, online, or at the shop. So this is one thing that I've been extremely, extremely happy with. I thought, I bought version 2 about 6 months ago because I needed a new light, and I wish I would have waited because this blows away every single light that James Lee has made. This version 3 is awesome. It's vented on the outside here. You'll notice that you have the vents on the outside. That's because it runs a little bit hot and it exhausts the heat through that area. These rubber, if you look here, the corners are rubber, so you're not gonna, if you drop it, you are not gonna break this light. I mean, these are glued on. This is a soft rubber opposed to the hard shell frame. You have the top just releases. You slide in whatever lens that you're using. You can bring it forward. You have 3 slots that you can pick. You bring it forward, you bring it back, lock it in, and you're good to go. I find that it's the middle slot for me. I'm not even gonna show you this fade because fades never show up well on camera, ever. So the auto cup, wow, it's awesome. It's quiet. It's completely effective. Does not fall off the car. You don't even notice that it's on there. It's a great addition. I'm happy that James Lee, is doing that. This is a custom-made cup for us for this light. It's wider opposed to the old woods, and it's definitely more flexible. So it does fit on areas with a curvature to them. So this is a Makita version. You have the USB port here as well. And you could charge your phone if you need to and stuff like that. I've really never done that, to be honest with you. I save my light for fixing dents only. But there's guys that use it. Do you hear that? That is super, super quiet. So I applaud James Lee. He is the man. I mean, this sucker was in the making for a couple of years now, and he's nailed it. I mean, it's a great light. That's all it comes down to. There's quite a few other tools that I've been trying out. Everyone's on about hog glue. Hog glue, hog glue. It's friggin' awesome. It's great. But I also still like my green, my cactus green. It's great glue. It's probably, from what I understand, it's the #1 selling glue. And I put it back in my other glue gun and I use it. And, like today it was 47 degrees when I got up this morning. It'll probably be a high of 75, but it was 47 and I had to do some glue pulling, and the hog glue wasn't really grabbing on the way I wanted it to, but the cactus green works just fine. So keep that in mind. As we're going into the winter months here, we also have, the Swiss blue and the white glue. Those are made for you guys that are in the northern hemispheres where it's really cold. Get some of that. Anson carries all the glues that you could ever imagine, ever need, or ever want. The other thing I wanted to touch base on too was tabs. I've been using these green burrow tabs, and I've been using them as an intermediate tab. They pull strong, they pull great. In fact, I've been using these almost exclusively over the gangrene. Now, the gangrene tabs are #1 selling tabs in the country, probably the world. Now, these burrow green tabs, they're awesome. They are very, very good. You will not break them. I'm sure if you try hard enough, you will break them. But, they're great tabs. They come in all different sizes. They come in a variety pack. I've been really happy with these. So I don't exclusively use just Black Plague tabs. There's tabs for every type of scenario, and I keep a selection of tabs. What's been working for me the best right now are these burrow tabs. They're green. Anson sells them. Another #1 place for tabs is Anson. go there. Get yourself a pack. You'd be really surprised. They're a little bit cheaper than the Black Plague tabs, the green ones and the blue. And don't get me wrong, I still use them. I still have them all here in my tray. They're great tabs. In fact, I love these crease tabs quite a bit. The square tabs are great. The black ice tabs, which are blue, those are extremely effective when I need to get a really hard snap. But my intermediate tab lately has been these green burrow tabs. So make sure you check these out. They're extremely effective in what we're doing for all aspects. So get yourself a bag of those burrow tabs, and I guarantee you, you're gonna like them. These wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 7/30 seconds tools. I can't speak enough about them. They are fantastic. They're not just for hail guys, they are for door dingers as well. You get into all the nooks and crannies with these suckers. The curve is fine. If you need to unbend it, they are bendable as well. You can straighten that tool out. You're not confined to that curve, although that curve will get to 90% of what you're trying to get to. So get yourself a set of those. I mean, you will not go wrong with these at all. So Anson first revealed this shorty with the ratcheting handle, part of their tequila line. They are made by A1. They're now, every tool coming out of A1 is going to be black oxidized for rust prevention. Not rust proofing, but rust prevention. So they lock in. This little shorty is very fantastic. However, they do sell it as a set as well. You have different sizes, and they're all fantastic. This guy here, the big dog, I like it. I like it a lot. It's got a long throw on it. You're going to find that effective with door panels that kind of stick out or bulge out. Once again, you have the handles. All of them have the ratcheting handles. Then you have this guy here, okay? A little bit skinnier. This guy here, next one up. That is fantastic when you're starting to get from the brace to the top of the door to the belt moldings. Once again, ratcheting. This is a BMW and Mercedes killer right here. You got this guy, and then you got the shorty. All of them have the effective throw on them. They all are sharp blade tips on them. They're not super sharp, but they are sharp. So be careful when you're pushing a dent that you don't scratch or don't crack paint. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into this little short clip on what's new and what's out, what to look forward to at MTE. All these tools that I've shown you are available now, but they will definitely be showcased at MTE in January. I hope to see you guys all there. It's the best event of our industry. There's no reason not to. December 8th at Anson, they're having the Christmas party. Come on in. It's an open house. There's going to be food, beverages. Bring a gift for a child. That would be fantastic. There might be an appearance of Santa Claus, I'm hoping. And if there's also the PDR World Cup going on at the same time, and that is in Branson, Missouri. And the Anson vans will be there as well if you need to take a look at some of these tools in person if you're heading that way. So thanks again for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.